Hello, you lovely lot. How are we doing, chat? Are we good? Oh my god, I look awful today. How are we? Are we good? I should have really opened up the train with what is going on, Drama Alert Nation, but do I really want to be associated with Keemstar? Probably not. How are we doing, chat? Are we good? Just the one song today, indeed. Yeah, I'm firing up the stream late today. Apologies, chat. Apologies. That's on me. Also, I need to change something really quick. I never updated the multi-chat that we have for the stream for like all the different bits. Let me fix that real quick. Chat might reload here, but hopefully it'll be fixed. Oh, how are we doing? How are we doing? Are we good? Hopefully you watched today's Journey Manager. If you didn't, banger. Certified banger. I was using new editing software and stuff, which is always fun, but we figured it out. We made it work. How's editing, Jack, finding the new editing software? Yeah, that is a thing. I've moved to Premiere Pro, which I used to use in my old job anyway with DaVinci Resolve. But for my YouTube videos, chat, for my YouTube videos since like 2007, before I did Football Manager videos, I've always used what was Sony Vegas and is now just called Vegas Pro. And I've decided to move to Premiere, which I know the software suite well. Like I used to use the full Adobe suite in my old job. But yeah, it's kind of weird trying to erase 18 years of memory of how to edit my YouTube videos. Jack, I thought we would type the Fat Palace joke her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You might want to shrink the chat. Oh, God. Why is the chat? Why is the chat so big? Is the chat normally that big? Why is the chat normal sized here? I don't even know what's going on. Can I just, if I copy this, then delete that chat and then paste reference. There we go. I fixed the chat, everyone. I fixed the chat. But yeah, hopefully the video was okay. Like, it was a bit experimental. I mean, I was just using new editing software, so there'll be room for improvement, but it was quite good, I think, in terms of it's going to make the workflow streams better going forward. How's Milo reacting to the toxicity in the FM League? He's okay. He's a bit above it all. Haven't kept up with the league. Why are people being toxic? Oh, my word. Drama. It's not drama. I mean, it is drama, but it's just... It could have been a little thing if various people handled it differently. And it ends up being bigger than it needs to be. And the thing is, people just love drama. I hate it. I never got involved in it to begin with because I think it's the kind of thing that should have just been sorted between a handful of people directly involved. And, yeah, here we are, basically. Here we are. Kurt doing Kurt stuff. I think Kurt hit the nuclear option, but there is parts of his kind of situation that I want to say empathize with him. I can't justify the way he reacted, but I can understand the way he reacted with certain stuff. I categorically disagree with it. But I mean, it's just drama, isn't it? Like I said, it's just drama. I'm gonna have to explain now. Okay, do I really explain this now? I'll give you the TLDR. So, during the draft, Kurt's drafted Mason Greenwood, who, for fairly obvious reasons, is not necessarily a player anyone else was going to draft, I don't think. I think initially he played it off as a misclick when he just picked him. I think I haven't even seen the clip of him drafting it, but from what I heard, he did have a little giggle to himself. For people who don't know, I think Kurt will say to himself, he likes to be the baddie and a bit edgy at times. And that in itself, like, look, I drafted Kurt Zuma, and obviously there are degrees of badness. We really should have just had a rule against drafting a list of players. I think that was the first thing to suggest. Kev did not want Mason Greenwood to play against him in the league on his stream, which I kind of think... on the one hand, I kind of think it's fair enough. On the other, probably should have just been chatted with Zealand about it. Apparently, Kev did flag it with Zealand before, like earlier on, a few weeks before. But basically, I don't even know what the conversation was there, so I'm not going to speculate because I don't know the full picture. But I think Kev had flagged it beforehand. Anyway, Kurt then brought on Mason Greenwood. Kev, during his match against Kurt, then just hid the game, which I think is a bit performative and makes it out, like, almost makes it a bigger deal. It kind of, like, if you just not acknowledge Mason Greenwood on the pitch, I think that would have always been a better way to approach it. But anyway, as a result of that, word gets back to Kurt after the game that Kev's like hidden his game and Kev's not happy with you. To which Kurt then says, like, something along the lines of, "Suck my balls, I don't care." And then it went on a tangent about how him playing Mason Greenwood is somehow on like a morality scale on par with using custom set pieces, which, for the record, I'm the bloke who apparently has been using custom set pieces. I haven't been. I've repeatedly shown them during the streams to just show that I'm just kind of getting lucky with the set pieces going in and how FM tracks them. But basically, Kurt's justification was, I'm going to play who I want because other people are breaking other rules that have been set. Anyway, the next day, Kev airs the dirty laundry in the group league chat and basically posts, I think there was a joke to do with Clates stream sniping to begin with, because Clates hadn't been streaming and had changed some instructions against Luke. And I said something along the lines of, like, jokingly, like, finally we've got drama, stream sniping allegations. Finally, we're a proper streamer tournament. To which then Kev basically said something along the lines of, oh, if we're providing feedback and kind of, you know, cool, I can't remember the exact wording. The wording doesn't matter. He basically posted the clip of Kurt telling him to suck his balls and complained about Mason Greenwood, which I think that message in itself should have just been sent to Zealand and it shouldn't have been dealt with in front of everyone else. But as a result of that, Kurt then said he would have knee slided across the room if Mason Greenwood had scored if he'd known it was going to upset Kev that much. To which then various other people jumped on Kurt, which, I mean, I saw it playing out and just thought there's no point in getting involved in this whatsoever. And basically, I can understand why people took issue with Kurt saying that, basically saying he would celebrate Mason Greenwood scoring more because Kev took issue with the fact that he'd been drafted and was playing in the game. Anyway, things were said. You can find the Discord DMs because they were leaked by people. And I think people brought them up on stream. And I don't even think Kurt was the first person to bring them up. I would work on the assumption that in the Discord that we have for the league, people aren't going to bring up the chat logs about this stuff. But I think a few people did bring them up. Anyway, I think Kurt saw that as a free pass to then bring them up on his stream. He went on a big tangent, kind of calling out people, being quite insulting to different creators who had made comments, made some pretty serious allegations. And again, I am just giving you the abridged version here. And the fallout of it all basically is Kurt's not in the league anymore, but the league is back next week. So that's basically it. That's basically it. Mason Greenwood's not been convicted of anything. I think from a morality point of view, if you've heard the audio clips, it's kind of hard to dispute them. It's such a layered, complex issue, right? Because not everyone is going to agree on the way to approach these things. I think before the tournament began, there probably should have been a list of players not to draft. Because one of Kurt's big points was basically that there were players that other people had drafted, including Kev, that have been convicted of domestic abuse, for example. I think Lucas Hernandez was the big example. I'll be completely honest, I didn't know that happened with Lucas Hernandez. Like, maybe I live in a concrete nuclear bunker. I didn't know that was a thing, and I can only assume that Kev didn't know that when he drafted him. But at the same time, I think it's basically being retaliatory. Like, if Kurt had just said, "Hey, I know you've got issue with playing Mason Greenwood, just so you're aware, like, you've got some other players," and I think Kev has since finding out about this basically said, "Whoa, I'm not going to use him for the rest of the save again." The rest of the league then, which is kind of just the correct response if that is the moral stance you're going to take. I think it's very tricky, right? Because it's like, where do you draw the line? Because I have Kurt Zuma in my team. Kurt Zuma did some pretty questionable stuff, but I think there is a sliding scale of kind of awfulness. And I think if you're familiar with the Mason Greenwood case, there's a reason why I think the issue with that case is it's so public. Like, so much of the stuff is out there, right, in the public ether, so people have a lot more of a strong opinion. Whereas if you asked someone for the inner details of, say, Lucas Hernandez's case of domestic abuse, people probably wouldn't even... I don't even know what they are now, having looked into it slightly. I think if Kurt had just said, hey, look, I'm sorry I used Greenwood against you, Kev, it would have been fine. I think Kurt's initial reaction of telling Kev to suck his balls probably isn't great. And I think in Kurt's video, he even said, like, in 2025, it's not expected for everyone to get along. I kind of contest that. I think if you're playing in a multiplayer 20-player game where a lot of the entertainment comes from the interactions with other players and chatting on voice chat, there kind of is just a general expectation that you're going to be reasonable human beings to one another and not be overly offensive. And Kurt's not been thrown out of the league chat for picking Greenwood or playing Greenwood, because obviously that would have happened weeks ago. The reason he's been by Zealand removed, I think, is because he was pretty abusive to different people who are still involved in the tournament and kind of basically just burnt a load of bridges and went off the deep end. And it's tricky because I think you've got a lot of people who... Either way, I will say, oh, the stream died. The stream died. The stream died. Censored. Are we back? YouTube's back. Hello, YouTube. Sorry. Censored. We're back. I mean, Kurt did make some mental comment, chat. Like, he was like, if Adolf Hitler had 20 finishing and 20 off the ball, I would have drafted him. And there'll be some people who go, well, it's just pixels. It's just a digital person. It's not the same person. But ultimately, they are a representation of a real person and therefore going to be associated with the actions of that individual. Like, I think Kurt was trying to make a really over-the-top, exaggerated comparison, basically suggesting that people should... Well, I don't even know if he was. I think it might have just been him being controversial. But in my mind, it was basically him going, here's the worst case scenario, the most extreme thing. I'd still draft them. Like, I can tell you now categorically, on all my shortlists, I removed Mason Greenwood from my shortlists on because he would come up in some of the shortlists I was making. I'm like, I'm not drafting him. It's tricky. I mean, yeah, and Kurt's title, where he accused... I don't know if people saw this. He accused Omega Luke of being racist in a video which was actually edited. I don't know if people spot. There's a cut in the middle of it, which I feel like might remove some context. But it was basically Omega Luke with his dad, and his dad's like, did you know that Arsenal were the first team in the Premier League to have a team made up of entirely non-English players, foreign players? And Luke was like, oh, I hate them for that. Which obviously, he's joking. It's sarcasm. But at the same time, I don't think that's necessarily racist. I think there is a general kind of feeling amongst English football fans that it's good for there to be English players across all Premier League clubs and playing on the pitch. But to take the leap of that comment to then say, well, this guy's racist off a 10-second clip, and then by association, those who were either backing Luke or had sided with Kev guilty by association of also being racist is fucking mental. Why did Lujo have to send the clip to the Discord? I mean, I literally have just said I think that shouldn't have been aired out in public. I think the reason he did it probably was because... I don't know. The thing is, for people who are new to the FM scene, you might not know, Kev is very publicly on the autistic. Like, he is an individual who does not do well in social settings. I have a lot of time for Kev, but having met him in person, he can just be a bit of an awkward bloke. And I think with something like that, in his mind, him posting the clip was probably not him trying to air dirty laundry, but him wondering, am I out of touch and overreacting about the fact this upset me? And he was basically trying to do a temperature check by posting it in the Discord to see if other people agreed or disagreed with him. But I categorically agree that should have just been sent to Zealand and dealt with in private. I don't think it needed to be aired out in front of everyone else, because I think it probably could have been dealt with. That's where I'm at. Can we talk about Cliff Garcia in a little bit? Can we get dog cam or FM? Is the dog in the pen? Is the dog in the pen, Wok? Chat, do you want dog cam while we discuss FM drama? I think ultimately it could have been dealt with way better by everyone. I think Kurt has gone off the deep end with some pretty crazy accusations and insults towards people. And he did get personal with some of the stuff he said on the stream. It was like personal to the point where in a 20-player network game where you're trying to all get along and make good content together, it makes it very, very difficult. Chat, I went to the dog camp. He's not in his... Is he in his pen? He's broken out. Chat, he's not there. I mean, he's down here. I can tell you now he's down here. He hides in this court. He's camera shy, bless him. He's camera shy. Wait, is there a quick link for the FM drama? I've kind of just given a brief synopsis of it. Kev's here now. In my mind at the time, the Discord was private. I'd agree with that to an extent, Kev. And yeah, to be clear, Kev has actually apologised to everyone on the Discord server. In my mind, that Discord's I think having that discussion probably isn't productive in front of all the creators involved. But equally, I'd kind of also assume that Discord isn't going to be shown anywhere. I don't think that's unreasonable. I think back through all the streamer showdowns we used to do, the Discord channels for that were never shown anywhere. And in some ways, I think... I don't even think it was Kurt who showed the Discord first, but as soon as that was shown, obviously, that opens up a can of worms of its own. And I don't think the first few people who showed it necessarily did it out of malice either. Both just need to get kicked out for getting mad over a video game. The thing is, I think people are allowed to have moral... This is not a black and white case in terms of the individual in questioning Mason Greenwood. The reality is he is in Football Manager. So there are going to be people that say, hey, you should use him. And there are going to be people in the game who go, I'd never touch him. I don't want to be associated with him, even in Football Manager. And it's fine for people to disagree on that. Naturally, when you're then playing in a multiplayer setting, when people can have different views on that, it is a tricky thing to navigate. And I think people want to do what's best by their viewers. And obviously, in Kev's case, he is very family orientated as a channel. So I kind of understand and respect the fact he wouldn't want to have Greenwood on stream. Like I said, in Kev's here, I think the worst thing to do is hide the game, because I think that makes it a bigger deal of it in a weird way on stream. It becomes... it almost draws more attention to the fact that Mason Greenwood's playing against you. I have a rule, which is that in every save game, I get Joey Barton, who's a violent thug and an awful human being, and I just nickname him Twat. If you go through my videos, you'll just find Twats getting mentioned in the media. It's just Joey Barton. And I think Curvo is 19v1 in the Discord, but the thing is, there was only 5 or 6 people that disagreed with him, Nick, and they weren't disagreeing with the Greenwood thing. The people who took issue with Kurt on Discord were the people who were reacting to the fact he suggested he would celebrate more if Mason Greenwood scored in the future, based on Kev feeling uncomfortable about the fact he'd had Greenwood used against him. And I don't think that's an unreasonable... I don't think anyone else... Kurt already played everyone else in the league. I think Kev is the only person to have this hard stance. Like I said, that is entirely on him to kind of approach it how he wants. I'm not going to tell him how to do it or not. But ultimately, to the suggestion when someone said, hey, I don't really like the fact you use Greenwood. Can we talk about the fact you tell me to suck your balls? Because I disagree with the fact you're using him. To then basically say, well, I'll celebrate more next time now that I know it would have upset you. That's obviously a joke. I don't think he is joking. With respect to Kurt, this is Kurt who also said he would draft Hitler if he had 20 finishing it off the ball. And I think the issue with Kurt is there's probably times where he might be joking, but you genuinely can't tell because he does come out with mental stuff. But the corners, people have seen the Discord logs. Chat, I've scored 16 goals from corners. It's with default set pieces. People can check the set pieces. I've shown them on stream a load of times. Yeah, I should kick Kev as well. He's been a hypocrite. As soon as Kev found out about Lucas Hernandez, chat, he's basically said he won't use him for the rest of the save, as far as I'm aware. I don't think Kev has done much wrong. Like, Kev has not got personally insulted Kurt. Kurt basically aired the dirty laundry more so than Kev already had. I'm a cheat. I've engineered this all to take it off myself. True. Chat, when we load up the league next stream, I'll show the set pieces and the fact they're all default. The Lucas Hernandez thing. Like, I'll be honest, chat. Genuine question here. Did you all know that Lucas Hernandez was done for domestic abuse in 2019? I think he defied a restraining order. I think that's the thing that got him more in trouble. I didn't know about it. I don't know the intricate details of the case. I think that is a difference people fail to recognise between that and the Greenwood one. Now, there is a completely fair argument there. Greenwood was never prosecuted, so he's not guilty. And then Lucas Hernandez, well, he was convicted and stuff. I think the difference is the profile of the case, especially in a kind of game where I want to say 18 out of the 20 people streaming it are English native speakers. Majority are from the UK. That case with Greenwood is obviously way more high profile here because he was dropped from the national team. No one in the Premier League wanted to touch him. What about Partey? I don't think anyone's drafted Thomas Partey. I keep seeing this. I genuinely don't think I don't think anyone has drafted Thomas Partey. If you want to take the moral high ground about situations, you should do research. I don't think Kev's taken the moral high ground by not wanting someone who's committed serious abuse. I don't even want to use the word because streaming gets demonetized. I don't think that's unreasonable. It'd be hypocritical if he found out about it and then said, well, I'm going to use him anyway. But that's not what Kev's done. And it is all whataboutism. Like, I drafted Kurt Zuma. He kicked a cat. So should I be thrown out? I think the thing is, there's like different scales on the things that you can be accused of and have done. I find it bizarre that Kurt was going on about how he thinks it's because he's doing well in the league now. Like, that is just a mental thing to suggest. Okay, but what is Lelouch going to do when he plays Marseille? As far as I'm aware, Rawa, Lelouch removes Mason Greenwood from all his saves. I used to do that, chat. I used to just remove Mason Greenwood. I had a database especially when the case was very hot. And he hadn't then been removed from FM. He was removed from FM. I took Mason Greenwood out of my save game because it's the kind of thing that I don't think I want popping up in my videos during the event. The fact that some people claiming you can't call out an abuser without knowing the name of every abuser is ridiculous. I kind of agree. But if someone had asked you not to play Zuma against them, would you have done it? I probably would have done. Out of respect. Obviously, it's a completely different set of circumstances, but I don't think it's that unreasonable a request. Also, Z spoke to Court before it started, and Kurt asked him to swap for another player, and Z refused. You can't change players during draft mode, Carl. You can't change players during draft mode. I've not seen the video of when Kurt drafted Greenwood. But I have to assume he didn't just click through him like a normal player and he knew that what he was doing was edgy at best and long-term going to be problematic at worst. But restart it then. Sorry, you're going to restart draft mode and go through how many picks? 400 picks. Like, are you dense? It's such like a disingenuous argument. You can't use the editor in draft mode, chat. I mean, I think Kurt now is kind of leaning into it. The cynic in me, if I'm being honest, thinks that Kurt wasn't really enjoying the competition and struggling. And this was almost a way he could get out and save face by hitting the nuclear option. Like, that's a super cynical point of view, and it's completely impossible to prove. But I do wonder if there's part of him that thinks the fact that now he's been talked about by a load of people, like he's kind of got what he wanted from the league. All this because a 40-year-old can't take a virtual player playing against him. Some people are going to be able to separate the virtual player from the real individual. I'll be honest, I don't separate them. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to dictate how other people can play the game. He started doing well towards the end of the last stream. I mean, he got 3 wins, chat. He got 3 wins. The knee sliding comment was definitely him shit talking and having a wind up. I genuinely think that having a wind up and shit talking, whilst also in that exact comment, kind of putting an individual who's pretty heinous on a pedestal, just isn't really a funny joke. There's so many players with convictions and allegations, and if someone told me, hey, can you not use this individual on my stream, I'd probably agree to that. I don't think that's unreasonable. He literally, what was he going to say? I'm losing. Chat is kind of crazy. At the end of the day, the league wasn't happening this week anyway. I think it's going to be nice for everyone to have a week to let everything die down, and we can focus on everyone else playing next week. The AI piece of code at the end of the day is not a real person, but they represent a real individual. In the same way that some people, chat, will take... This is a weird kind of whataboutism of my own. In the same way that some people will take issue with J.K. Rowling and the stuff she says online and therefore not want to do anything associated with Harry Potter, whereas some people can separate the artist from the art or the digital personification and what they've created separately. Like, this is not that dissimilar where people have different opinions. Obviously, when you're playing a network game, everyone has an opinion, and you've got to kind of try and find a middle ground, and I think that was just what ultimately led to all this happening. But the reason that Kurt's not in the league isn't because he played or drafted Greenwood. It was because of his reaction to it afterwards. Why did Kev have Lucas Hernandez? Because he didn't know about Lucas Hernandez's case. Kev has since found out about the Lucas Hernandez case and said he won't be using him for future game weeks. The notion, chat, that everyone needs to know, you can't have an issue with an individual's case without knowing the cases of all the other people possibly in the FM database is just a shit argument, I'm afraid to say. Kurt's reaction was terrible, I won't lie, but I think what Lelujo did in the Discord started this. I think what started it was probably Kurt drafting Greenwood and doing it with a smirk on his face and then telling other creators to suck his balls when they take issue with him using a controversial individual. Why does he have Mane? Now, the Mane one's weird, right, chat? Because he married his wife when she was very young. But as far as I'm aware, there were no laws broken. Like, that's almost a morality thing. I saw people talking about Anel... Well, I can't say his last name. You know, the Bosnian centre-back who refused to use a rainbow armband and trying to equate that to being on par with Mason Greenwood. Like, to be clear, I think that's a really shit thing. I think, regardless if it's on religious grounds or whatever it is, it's just, you know, to suggest in not wearing a rainbow armband that people of a different sexual persuasion shouldn't have kind of equality is just shit. It's not saying, hey, it's such a difficult, nuanced area to talk about because everyone's got different takes. But that in itself, I think you're a shit human being. But on the grand scale of awful things you can do, not wearing a rainbow armband because of your albeit bigoted beliefs, like, it's just not the same. And people love whataboutism. And you're basically gonna go, what about this individual? What about this individual? What about this individual? If someone had an issue with those individuals, I wouldn't use that player if I drafted them, and that's kind of fine. But the difference with the Mason Greenwood one is it's such a prominent case, especially in the UK, where the majority of people playing in the league are from. And it's such a publicly discussed case because of all the stuff that got posted. What I will say is, I've known Kev a long time. I don't think Kev's ever really been involved in drama before. I think Kev can be an awkward individual. He's very public with his autism and the fact it can sometimes influence how he approaches social situations. But I having known Kev as long as I have, I don't think like anything he did is out of malice. And I appreciate there's probably a lot of people who are fans of Kurt's, fans of Nick's, fans who come from an external to FM kind of point of view who don't know the individuals involved. And if this is your first introduction to them, it's probably going to shape your opinion on those people. And that's, you know, kind of somewhat understandable. Has there ever actually been FM drama? All the time. I will say, I had someone from Kurt's chat attacking me for using custom set pieces. I literally haven't used custom set pieces in the league. I've shown them on stream repeatedly. I mean, ultimately, what pushed it over the line was Kurt personally attacking individuals involved on the in the league. Because at the end of the day, those are people you are making collaborative content with in a 20-player multiplayer game. Like, if someone was calling people freaks or more, I don't even know what Kurt exactly said. I watched some various clips that I saw floating around of him basically hurling abuse, accusing people of being racist. At that point, you're kind of just burning all your bridges. Mike, we're not even going to discuss the intricacies of the Greenwood case, but all I will say is that for abuse, particularly with someone that you're in a relationship with, things can be very complicated and multi-layered, and often it's near impossible to get a conviction. Essentially, don't abuse people, call them racist, and in that shot you got kicked, pretty much. And I understand why on the Discord server Kurt felt like he was being ganged up on. I think what he said was fucking mental. When he was suggesting he would kind of celebrate more Greenwood scoring because he knew it'd upset another creator. Like that in itself, even if you're doing that as a joke or banter, like when the individual in question is going to raise just some general concerns with your conduct, like you're not remedying the situation there. We should hydrate a bit. Good idea. How are we? Anyway, chat, my take on it is, I think Kurt is an idiot for drafting Greenwood in the first place. I think Kev wasn't unreasonable with his request not to show Greenwood. I think Kurt, in playing Greenwood, and I know he subbed him in because of an injury, and if he genuinely forgot, if he'd held up his hands and gone, sorry, I forgot, and if Kev had dealt with it privately with Zealand and Kurt, it probably could have all been dealt so much better. But I think the way in which certain individuals brought it into the court of public opinion, I think partially for content and partially maybe to misinform viewers, because I think there are people who have been misinformed just based on, I'm going to say, just factually incorrect stuff that people have mentioned in videos, has kind of just added a layer of complexity. And it's almost a shame that it all has to be played out in public. And I think Kev has already said that for the players that he has a couple of players that have, I want to say, checkered histories. I think one of them has prosecutions and convictions against them. He won't use that individual now because that's the stance he takes. Why did Kev not just remove Greenwood's picture and renamed it? Well, I have discussed the fact that I think in some ways, I know Kev said ahead of time, hey, I don't want to see Greenwood on my stream or whatever. In then just hiding Greenwood's, hiding the match against Kurt, like you almost draw more attention to it. Can we talk about how good these kids look in 4K? We can. Hey, coming from Kurt's channel. Kurt took overboard with the attacking individuals 100%, which is why it was cringe. I'll say, though, it seemed like people were ganging up on him. The reaction seemed to set precedent that no one should use those players, which I don't think people will, which is hypocritical. I think Lelujo should have given Kurt the chance to explain himself. I mean, I agree with that second bit. I think in response to the ganging up thing, I think what Kurt said, the whole, I would knee slide more in celebration, like, it's just a bit of a moronic comment to make to stir up stuff. And it should have all just been dealt with better. I'll state the obvious, chat. If you've seen the Discord DMs, I just didn't get involved. Like, I just can't be fucked. I've got a puppy who needs attention for half the day. I have other stuff to go on with my life. Like, it's the kind of thing that I didn't think I needed to give input on, and I thought it would resolve itself, and it's a bit frustrating. It hasn't been resolved. What new GAN face pack do I use? Oh God, that's a good question. I feel like my new GAN pack is just called the new GAN pack. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, chat. And I obviously you guys aren't content creators. I am, and I've been involved in these projects before. I feel like there's a general assumption that when you have discussions on, say, the League Discord server, that those chats aren't going to go anywhere. And I kind of get why in this instance, because of the nature of the conversation, like maybe it was in some people's interest to show it. But I think this is the kind of thing that could have just been dealt with in private so much better. This is boring. Can we talk about the Club World Cup? I didn't even watch the final chat. I checked Twitter and went, oh, the final was today. It was late before Kurt went live, so he addressed it. I mean, I saw that Stokes had posted about it. I have talked about that already today, chat, and acknowledged the fact Kurt wasn't the first to show it. I will say there are individuals that came from Kurt's stream and started attacking me for the set piece stuff. Like, I will reiterate, chat. In the league, I've not used custom set pieces. I've shown them repeatedly on stream for people to see. Of all the things you could do to cheat with the save game, we've agreed there's no custom set pieces. It takes literally 2 seconds to check if someone's not using the default corner routines. Like, it could not be easier to check. And I think I only scored 4 goals from corners in the last stream. I had 12 before that. So it's just a bit weird it's come up now. Luis Enrique lost his mind and punched one of the Chelsea boys. Why are we not talking about that drama? Right, let's get Valencia in the team. I need to stop rotating the team because players are unhappy. Also, this is first v second. Should draft mode be done without real players? I don't think that's necessary. I saw Palmer getting annoyed with Trump. Why was Trump? I thought to myself, why is Trump there? Oh, am I getting a knock at the door? Oh no, never mind. False alarm, chat. Chat, my door keeps blowing open with a draft, and I thought Milo was at the door, but it was just the door blowing open. I'm sorry, fake news. Jack, you only have 5 subs. Do I actually? Chat, have I not been paying attention? No, we got 7. We're fine. Who's Milo? Milo is my dog. Please, chat, there's people who haven't met Milo yet. He might appear on the stream later. He's 11 and a half weeks old now. He's a little miniature schnauzer, and he's very, very cute. But anyway, my take on it is it all could have been handled better. But generally speaking, when you're doing collaborative content, insulting individuals in a public setting probably isn't a way by which to create good content with those people going forward. Which I don't think is that controversial. What happened to Cliff? We sold him to Man 62. Wait, is he on the bench for them? Cliff! Chat, they're not playing him. They're not playing him again. Is it because I loaned him with the clause? I might have loaned with the clause. Also, chat, I'm an awful person. I've not acknowledged anyone who subbed today because I was so transfixed by drama. So let me read these off and be apologetic. Lloydie, 18 months. That was 35 minutes ago. Is that how long I've discussed this for? I'm an awful human being, mate. Thank you so much. Why Will Smith, dude? Thank you for the 31. I hope all these people got through the drama talk and are still here. Steranova, 14 months. I appreciate you. Ethan, new Prime sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jorginho! Mate, thank you for the 10 months. A harder banana, 33 months. And another Jack, great name. Anyone else think that Palmer only knew Trump from Home Alone 2? I can believe it. Do you reckon Palmer was there going, it's the bloke from Home Alone? If you want to know my thoughts on the FM drama, watch the first 30 minutes of the VOD. That is my recommendation. At the end of the day, like, it's a nuanced situation, and I think everyone could have handled it better. But if I'm being honest, I don't think the way in which Zealand has resolved things is the incorrect way. I think he's done everything. He's put in a difficult situation by the whole thing, and I think he's actually approached it pretty fairly by all accounts. Who are we going to bring in for Kurt? Do we give Kurt's team to Dr. Benji? Now, you might end up rocking a Marseille shirt on stream and then we're in trouble. Oh, he's here. Ben, I have a Marseille shirt. Do you want it? I got given chat. Well, I had a brand deal recently, like a few months back, where I got given a mystery football shirt and it was a Marseille shirt. I'm glad to see that people didn't like collect the dots when I was wearing a Marseille shirt for that video, having unboxed it, and go mental with accusations. But it genuinely was something where I thought, is there anyone who's really going to take issue with this? You'll only take it if Kev sucks your balls. I can't wait for that. Can we arrange it this week, do you reckon? Not for my viewing pleasure, of course, just to be clear. Please post it on your OnlyFans. Oh, my word. I thought that was going in. That would be tricky. Also, chat, does the game look better to you guys watching it in 4K? Playing the game in 4K, the crowd looks so much better. If you watch today's YouTube video, it was recorded and rendered in 4K for the first time ever, and it should have looked really sexy. Thoughts on Andy Carroll to Dagenham and Redbridge? I saw that. I didn't realise. Was he still playing in France all of this year, or has he been somewhere else since? Real one to remember when I signed Andy Carroll for Racing Santander in the third tier of Italy. In some ways, I was just ahead of the curve there. People thought that was a stupid signing. How long did the rendering take? About 32 minutes, but I added a drop shadow effect on the face cam, and I want to hide that and see if that changes the render time, because it wasn't even that readable. So I think that might help. It's the 4K in preparation of the obviously lifelike graphics. I'll be honest, I just wanted a 4K monitor. And it felt like a good excuse from a business expense. It allows me to zoom into elements on screen and it look way better. I don't know if that was evident in today's YouTube video. I'd like to think people did notice the difference when I zoomed in on stuff. That it was all more readable. Also, chat, I just realised I'm using my Champions League bench. So there's like 10 players at the bottom, all my attackers not on the bench here. That is an unfortunate error. Will there be a new YouTube series after the Journey Manager? Nah, I'm going to quit, I think, forever. No, there will be a new series. If you've not watched today's Journey Manager video, we moved clubs and it was insane drama. And if you're looking for a jumping on point in this series, it's probably the best jumping on point ever. And I think the first video was very, very good. Which monitor? The MSI Mag something. I got it in the Prime sales. I actually got the 4K monitor and the 1440p monitor, but the 1440p one isn't set up yet. Anyone been watching the cricket? I was watching the cricket with Milo earlier, waiting for the last wicket. Has the last wicket fallen yet, or are India going to make the craziest final stand with their last partnership? We netted free. Do we flee? We'll flee. Net free and flee is the rules around here, if you didn't know. England have won! Come on! It's because I stopped watching, chat. That's why it happened. That is, I want to say that's the reason the stream was late starting today. That isn't the reason strictly. I was looking after the dog whilst Wok did some work. What's more difficult to fully understand, cricket or baseball? I mean, I used to play a lot of cricket growing up, and when Zealand was last in London, I hope I'm going to see him while he's in London. I think he's in London at the moment. I'm not sure. I think did he say on stream he was in London? I'm pretty sure he's in London. I should text him, really, shouldn't I? But last time I was with Zealand, we went to an American bar in England, and it had like this basement area, and they were showing the baseball World Cup qualifiers, and it was Germany v England, and it was like a pre-recorded game that was only been aired then, and he was trying to explain the rules of baseball to me, and it all went over my head. Did I know Italy qualified for the T20 World Cup? I did not know that. I used to be so into cricket when I was younger, chat. I'll level with you. I've like fallen off it so hard. Like, really, I was just looking at what was on Sky Sports to watch while I was looking after the dog. Like, that's the reality of the situation. When is the league this week? So there is no league this week, which was already planned. I know people could go, the league's been cancelled. No, the league is back next week. Chat, there was something I wanted to check. Oh, I know what it was. I want to see if teams in our league have actually spent their money now. Did other teams start to spend money? I mean, Man 62 spent 600k on this guy. Wow. Chat, is it AI cooking or is it just me? That's a crazy sign. That's a great signing for the AI. I'm going to say it now. Tunkara wants to start more matches. Mate, you're an Impact sub. Welcome to the real world, buddy. I'm glad he agreed to it. For those that love tea and drama, follow Woof the Space on TikTok. Facts. What? Can we bring Milo on stream for a little bit, or is he napping? Chat, do you want to see the puppy? God, it makes me sound like a creepy man, doesn't it, chat? I've got the white van is round the corner and I've got puppies in it. No, there is an actual dog. There is an actual... He's sleeping. Never mind, chat. The dream's dead. Mum says we can't bring him out. There's all these South Americans with contracts expiring. Like, obviously, we signed heavier on Rodriguez before, didn't we? I feel like we should be looking for the free transfers again in case there's more crazy South Americans. Chat, shall I check Puppy Cam to see if he's visible? He's not visible, chat. Oh, actually, no, he is. I tell a lie, chat. One sec. Do you want the Puppy Cam? Evidence that there is a dog. Can you see his little paw here? That's his front paw. That's his back paw. He's proper out of it. There is a dog there. I promise. He is proper out. You just see legs. Bless him. He is a very, very cute dog. He's got his first puppy classes this week. Very exciting. Need a mirror to see the other side. Chat, there's a guy called Handworker. He was a head of youth development. That is slightly sus. Kim Handworker. That can't be a real name. If your name's Handworker, you're getting bullied at school, aren't you? Sorry to any hand workers watching the stream. By the way, I don't mean offence. You know what? Let's not risk him here. Let's give Lambert the game time. Look at him. Look at him. I love it. Guilty, dude, how are you doing? Thank you for the prime. Evening to you too, buddy. How are you? Chat is now finding people called Handworker on Google. I want Lambert to play for Gibraltar. Waiting for the paperwork, imagine. Right, we beat Man 62. We should be beating Lincoln comfortably as well. MFL just tweeted the announcement is in 1 hour. And I hate that Jack probably knows what it is and won't share. Oh, is it in 1 hour? Oh, I can react to that on stream at 6 o'clock. I actually don't know how much they're going to show. I know there's a thing. I know there's a... Let me check. Do I know more about the thing? I don't think I do know more about the thing. Ah, okay. Chat. I know what's happening in an hour, but I could have a look, but I can't look because I'm streaming. So I'll react with you guys. I actually don't know all the details. I've been sent something, but I can't open it now and look for it because we're live. So I'll see it in an hour with you guys. Jamie, dude, thank you for the 24. Dude, I appreciate you. Kalinowski! Oh, he's at the post. That was close. It's a good effort. Yeah, chat, you all need to follow Woof the Space on TikTok. That is my dog's TikTok channel ran by my wife, Wok. There's work, Wok, and wife. Gets confusing. Not wife, Woof. We've hit the woodwork again. Why are you not called Wife the Space? Wok, we should update the name. What's MFL? MFL is a online football management game where it's all with like real money, basically. It's a simulation of a real world of football for a medium that's like Football Manager, where seasons take 6 weeks in like a completely fictional football world. Players progress, players retire. You buy clubs for money, you buy players for money. The way of thinking about it is every player is like City Football Group, where you can own various clubs for actual money. You buy them and sell them with other users. But unlike City Football Group, where the players are contracted to the clubs, in this universe, the players are contracted to the agencies. Oh my word, what have they done there? Are we going to score? If he'd missed that, I'd be fuming. It's a good goal. It's very fun. Did I watch Wimbledon yesterday? I didn't. Chat, I'm not a tennis... We've discussed this many times on stream. I have watched what I assume is still the record for the longest tennis game in Olympic history. Like, I didn't really have a strong opinion on tennis one way or another. But during London 2012, I got tickets to the tennis. And there was a British woman, and I can't remember her name, but she was due to play on court 1 at, like, in the afternoon. But before that, there was a men's singles game between Tsonga and someone else, and it was on court 1, and it went on to be the longest game in Olympic history, and because of how long it was, I didn't get to see the woman representing Great Britain play. It was long. Because the way Olympic tennis works, I don't know if this is still the case, it's only 3 sets, even men's. But it went to like the most mental tiebreak ever. I can't remember who it was. It's the Olympic record for longest game. It was Tsonga. I don't know why I remember Tsonga's name. I can't remember who he played against, but it put me off tennis forever. It was genuinely boring. I think it was more boring because I wanted to obviously see the next game on. Is Cliff injured or did we sell him? We didn't sell him. We didn't chat. We didn't sell him. We just loaned him to the enemy. He's played 3 games and scored 1 goal for Man 62. He's on loan, but they do have an option to buy him for 95k. Ryan Itch, I think that was the name of the guy Tsonga played. I think you're onto it there. 25-23 in the tiebreaker. There you go, chat. That's the game I had to watch. It ruined tennis for me. Jack, based on your YouTube/Twitch demographic analysis, do you think most use TikTok? You should get an X/Insta for Woof the Space. I think it's more a case of Wok's running the Woof channel. Chat, if you want a Woof the Space Insta, campaign for it. I don't know why I shouted at the defenders there. It just made me feel better. Long tiebreakers are generally boring because it means big servers and bad defenders. I think I understood that sentence as a non-tennis enjoyer. It was long, chat. I've never played Tennis Manager. Every year, Tennis Manager messaged me going, hey, do you want to do like some sponsored streams? But it's always at like a time where I can't do it. Like they wanted me to take place in this English v French Tennis Manager tournament thing. I think Tom FM was in it. But I had a wedding the weekend. And like there was some, like they asked me last year and I couldn't do it for then as well. I should really free up my schedule around Tennis Manager to play it. Lambert! Oh, we love that. We're chilling. It is all good. Jack, thoughts on Preston's friendly yesterday? I'll be honest, chat. I didn't get to watch the friendly. I saw some of the the clips that came out from the day. It seemed like it was an emotional game, but I didn't get to watch it. I had other stuff on. I don't really. This might be controversial. I don't really watch any pre-season matches for Liverpool. Obviously, I know the circumstances were different yesterday, but I just had other stuff on. But generally speaking, even when it's like the US friendlies and stuff, I'll only ever watch them like if it just happens to be on and I'm bored and I stumble upon it. I don't kind of free up my time to watch, I think there was a game a few years ago. It was like Liverpool v Man United, like in Southeast Asia. Like I'm not gonna get up in the morning to watch it. It was not a tie break, but it was a normal set. We had to win by 2 games to win, which is why I went on so long. Oh, my game that I watched. Is that because it's Olympic tie break rules? Oh, chat. I've got a notification that there's movement on the dog cam. Should we consult the dog cam for life? Oh, chat. Do you want to see the dog? Do you want to see the dog has woken? Look at him! Our little burrito. Should we say hello? I'll say hello. Oh, look, dog! He's awake! Dog! That's my dog! He's so cute. Should be hiding a link to that. I think you have to log in to see it, Matty. You have to log in to see my Ring doorbell camera feed. If you want to see the camera feed chat on my dog, you can try the link. It won't work. He just got up to sleep somewhere else. He's just like me. Well, we're not going to net free and flee in this game, I don't think, because we're not going to get 3 goals ahead. Lincoln have actually put up a game here. That was never going in. That's a save for the camera. Please tell me his name is actually Woof. I'm afraid not. It is Milo. He's definitely a Milo, though. Whenever I see a Sonogo in Football Manager, I think of the GOAT. Anyone else? I missed the old era. Why has he kicked that out of play there? His middle name is Cliff Garcia. Right, good win, lads. Sleeping around somewhere else just like you. Pretty sure what I was something to say about that. Sorry, chat. I mean just moving around. I don't know, chat. My insomnia has been kicking my butt this last 2 weeks. There's been 3 nights in a row where I've not fallen asleep until 7 a.m. It's been grim. Last night, I didn't fall asleep till later because my sleeping pattern was out of sync because I'd had an awful night's sleep the night before. I had to have a shower before bed. Anyone else been having showers before bed? And the heat, I don't want to go to bed sticky. You stick to your sheets and it's just grim, innit? Park Kwan Min. I mean, he is actually not bad. How much is he going to make me in marketing? 1.2 million a year. He's not that good. Shower before bed is elite. He's needed in this heat. I don't want to go to bed and just stick to my sheets. I can't be the only one. Right. We're 5 points clear at the top. Oh, lads, it's Tottenham. Lads, it is Tottenham. Korea wants to get more game time. Everyone wants more game time, chat, and I can't give it to them. Oh, you know what? I think I probably can loan him out because he's not going to get homegrown at club. Let's get him out. Right, can we keep the winning run going? We've had a really, really good start to the Champions League. If we could finish top 8 and skip a knockout round, that would be huge. I've not checked. How have Magpies been doing in Europe? They drew, and they won. I need to sneeze. Bless me. Where are they? They're in 16th. They're actually doing okay. They're unbeaten, chat. Technically unbeaten. Also, you know the stream disconnected earlier, chat? I bet the Wi-Fi didn't reconnect. I restarted the PC again. Yeah, let me fix the stream going down. It's really weird how I have an Ethernet connection, right? But for some reason, when I then connect the Wi-Fi, the stream stops going down. Is it gonna? Do you want to connect? It doesn't want to connect the Wi-Fi. Why are we not connecting? Why are internet issues just so annoying, chat? It's always a pain in the arse. Right. I didn't really rest the team or prepare for it, but I've had to play first team players on the regular to keep people happy. And they're still coming back from injury. Tech still wants to say, who is... Oh, it's not... What, is he on one of my shortlists? Yes. Promising second gen. Blimey. I really should just clear all my shortlists in this save game. I'm not sure why I've not done it, in all honesty. Right, lads, is Tottenham. They're going to play a 5-back. So you know what? Rat Buster it out. Time to bring out the Rat Buster. Tips for a lower league for signing players. Honestly, manually make shortlists, but don't scout the players. Assuming you're in England, depending on the level of non-league you're at, basically go through every single Championship, Premier League, even League 1 and League 2 if you're further enough down, especially they're like under 21s, and add to a shortlist all the players with contracts expiring at the end of the season, and do that in kind of March time. You know, there's that inbox item you get, chat in Football Manager, where it's like, teams announce youth players they're releasing. I can't remember the exact name of it. It's not the one for their senior players. It's the one where they announce like players they won't be retaining that are youth. And if you've got a shortlist made up of all the players who have contracts expiring, at that point then you can sign a load of players on free transfers. And because the transfer window's still closed, the AI doesn't really start trying to sign those players until kind of June, July time. So if you keep yourself some wage budget in reserve and plan accordingly, you can basically start making your signings for the next season really early. It's a really good way to get players that have some decent potential but can help you right now immediately, really easily. Duncan, you need to increase your database size and the number of players you've got loaded. Football Manager will always try and retain a player population in your save game of a certain level. Jack, is Cliff Garcia going to your Christmas dinner after you let him go? No, absolutely not. I thought he was off, but JJ played him on. JJ, do better. Okay, well, I mean, they've scored there with their first shot on target. We're not going to overreact yet. I thought that was going in. He was offside anyway. I feel like when you play it at 4K resolution like I am, the game loads textures in better quality. Like, I don't know how visible it is for you guys, but the 4K textures on the football, like the football actually looks like the Champions League ball. Like, it's kind of wild. It genuinely makes a difference. I think if you're not watching in 4K, and obviously I'm not even streaming at 4K, you probably can't even see the difference. But just playing the game, you can actually tell that all the textures, there are actually 4K textures in the game, and they do make a difference. How are the trees? They look even shitter in 4K. Are we expecting SI to release anything regarding FM26 soon? I've always said I expect something at the end of July, start of August. And I really hope that rather than go, hey, here's an announced trailer with some real-world football shit. You know, they normally do like an announced trailer. Usually Football Manager's initial announce is trailer showing a load of fluff to do with the beautiful game, but not actually the game. Is he about to get sent off there? No. I hope they abandon that this year. I hope they give us a release date and go, here's a load of gameplay. Look at what we've been working on. And I don't want it in the form of pictures. I want video. I want to see how it plays and how it looks. Because I think pictures can be photoshopped. We saw that with their initial reveal videos. You might remember those player profiles. Yeah, they were all photoshopped, as we found out after the fact when players had like the same height as each other. But I think they have to show, not tell. I swear if they come out and go, here's a real world trailer, this is the release date, stay tuned for features over the next 6 weeks, I'm going to fucking lose my mind. Don't do a features roadmap, you dummies. Dummies, that's the word I was going to say. I think they have to, for the initial reveal, they have to show the game in full. Put the game front and center. You're in a brand new engine. Like, you should be really proud of the new engine and how the game looks. And if you're obfuscating that, people are going to be cynical towards it immediately. Right, we're 2-1 up at half time. Doyle's on a bucket and is having a bit of a stinker. I'm just going to bring in Keita. I think it's just sensible. Multiple lads ask, the league's still on. The league is still on. If people are coming in late going, drama, talk about the drama. I talked about it for the first half an hour of the stream. If you're watching on YouTube, you can just rewind the stream. I still don't understand why Twitch doesn't have that feature. But yeah, I hope we just don't go through the typical motions of a Football Manager release. I don't think they can afford to just pretend everything's hunky-dory and it's the same. Like, you've got to lead with the product. I'm expecting there to be, like, weekly dev streams where they show the game and, like, have a save game going on. Maybe not in July or August, but, like, in the month before release. Can you remember when they used to do that? They used to have, I think it was Dom and Tom, who are two, like, the kind of branding, marketing guys. And they did, like, the odd stream with Miles. Can people remember that? This isn't a fever dream. Like, there has been Football Managers in the past where they have done, like, streams where they've had Miles. I don't think you should have Miles on those streams. I don't think he's the most personable person. Actually, if you've never met Miles in person, he's actually very nice. But I think online, people get an impression of him because of the way he reacts to certain situations and the way in which he communicates in text. Miles is actually a very nice person, chat. That might seem mental to say. I think there's certain individuals who struggle with writing well and communicate way better through words. I am definitely guilty of that. I could never run a Football Manager blog. It would be shite. And I always struggle writing stuff out. But if you sit me down and go, hey, talk about this, I can do it no problems. And some people are the opposite. Some people are great at writing, but just hate public speaking and kind of talking off the dome. But they should just do dev streams. Have a save game that you play in the Premier League with all the Premier League licensed stuff for the month before release and just show us a fuck ton of the game. If there's stuff that's not quite right in the build you're playing, just acknowledge it. Say, hey, these are the issues we're currently working on that you might notice in the stream today. I'd rather they do that than try and hide it. Like F1 Manager used to do it so well. They'd have dev streams showing stuff. If there was issues, they'd be upfront about it. The thing I loved about F1 Manager, I used to get F1 Manager early, chat, and I'd stream it to you guys like 3 or 4 days before release. I was allowed to stream a build so you guys could see exactly what the game looks like without any bullshit. But I was actually given access to the game usually like a week before that embargo. So I had the game for like a week and a half before anyone else. And I feel like if you're confident in your product, you don't mind kind of giving it to creators to play in that kind of circumstance. But Football Manager have always been very against that kind of thing. And I think that, especially in this year's game where people are apprehensive as to what they're showing, fucking give it to creators, give it to media. Let them play the game publicly and show it for what it is. Like, don't come in with bullshit expectations and just kind of lying as to what this game's going to be. How do you have the Gibraltar League and Gibraltar Apex Club? Gibraltar is in Football Manager 24. The Gibraltar database is a custom one. If you go to apex.workthe.space, like that as the URL, you can download the database yourself. Also, the fact I have the workthe.space, that is my email, not my email, my website chat. Is that the greatest domain name ever? Andre Lopez has been coming on off the bench, but he is doing well for Magpies. Magpies have just won in the Conference League, chat. Magpies are into the knockouts. Go on, lads. Go on. Show me the coefficient. I'll tell you what. Lee Young-Jin is the top goal scorer. He's literally my player. I've loaned them. I am carrying them. They can thank me later. Right, we should have some nice chilled out league games here. There's no international break coming up. In fact, we've got I've got 7 league games on the bounce now. Is that normal? Is that what we normally do at this time of year? Should we check the coefficients, chat? Should we see what they're doing? Is it going to look significantly better? Oh my, chat, it is now. It will be the second best year ever for the coefficient. Obviously, last year we won the Champions League. It's going to be the second best year ever, and it could eclipse last year too. How many times did I win the league in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8! Do I rotate the team here? I could do. I could play B team in one of these games. I'll play the B team in the second game because we then got Man 62 afterwards. Okay, heavier drop first team football concerns. That's good. More of that, please. Stop crying. And also, everyone's getting fit, which is good. What happened the 1 year you didn't win the league? I don't want to talk about it. I'm not over it even now. We were still a noob team back then. We were still finding our feet in the world. Okay, Leo can play finally. What version of the WTCS skin am I using? The most recent one. I think it's 1.3. If there's any differences you see, it's because of the resolution I'm playing at, or because I've got certain mods which are included in the download. Active chat, they're playing the ratty formation. Unleash the Rat Buster. For people who don't know, we hate people who play 3 back and then 4 kind of players directly in front. So we have a formation that's literally made to try and break down blocks of 7. How's the Gibraltarian national team gone? I am their manager. We're not in the top 100 in the FIFA World Rankings, but we might get there soon. Oh my word, what a finish. We might get there soon. We played through World Cup qualifiers and we actually finished, in a group of 6, we finished 4th. But we finished ahead of Northern Ireland, which I view as progress. I'd love to see the We Are Football features be in FM. I've never played We Are Football. For example, buying some shares in clubs to actually use your money or paying for some infrastructure. Honestly, Football Manager just need to make it so you can pay for your own coaching courses. That's all I want. Like, the wages do serve a purpose in game because they stop you from getting sacked cheaply. Right, can we get another goal? Jones, heads over. I need to give Jones more game time. I spent a load of money on this guy, chat. I spent 30 million on him, and I've not really been using him. But he is improving, so that's good. I've never played We Are Football. Chat, have you guys played it? It's one of those games which is not designed to rival FM, but is like kind of made for people who enjoy FM. It's funny, people always go, we need FM competitors, and then games like We Are Football come out and people don't really play them as far as I'm aware. Wow, that was a red card as well. A red card for a penalty thing seems mental. I don't recall ever seeing that. Have you guys ever seen a red card tackle for a penalty? I feel like that's rare. We are chilling. Rodriguez is on fire. Oh, we're going to go 3 for 3 quickly. I think the issue is people go, why can't someone make an FM competitor? Like, EA literally tried and failed, and they have a lot more money than your average game studio. It's offside. Well, the reality is Football Manager is a game that has basically spent 25 years in active development. To develop a game on par with FM, you'd need so much time to develop it all. Never mind the actual kind of effort you have to go through to like create the database itself. Like, there could be an FM competitor released. I can promise you people would be like, wow, this is shit. Like, there's a reason that... Oh, chat, I'm getting a spam call. 1 sec. Let me mute up. I'll unmute if it's funny. Chat, it wasn't a spam caller. I thought we'd get a spam caller. It was a robot voice saying, add this number on WhatsApp for a job. Why am I tempted? Chat, maybe if FM 26 doesn't happen, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. You'd basically need FM to be cancelled, the major devs to be picked up by a big game studio and given 3 years. You need more than 3 years to develop something like Football Manager from scratch. What would you do, Jack, if FM ceased to exist? Go back to my old day job, probably. I had a career for a decade before I decided that Football Manager was my new career choice. Rodriguez, by the way, 4 goals. Madness. Thomas Chamorro. He's actually not bad. Is he better than my... Like, I brought him Bent for quite a lot of money. Is he better than Bent? No. No, he's not. Let's hope that Football Manager is good this year. You're not old enough to be working for a decade, chat. How old do you think I am? I'm 32, chat. I'm 33 this year. I'm an old man. I find grey hairs in my beard when I let it grow. That is an awful headline. Bad Baker. That's the guy who got sent off, I assume. Chat, I am an old man. Found a grey hair beard at 24 today. Don't worry, mate. It'll claim us all at different times. Jack, would you like to be able to control the goalie when there's a penalty? Can I be honest? Of all the features that I've ever heard suggested to me in FM, that might be the worst. I don't think being able to tell my goalie where to go to penalties is a good idea for Football Manager. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't think it really fits Football Manager. I'll chat. The Ring doorbell gave me an automatic notification for movement. Should I check the dog? Should we check the dog? Dog check. Got to log back into the account because I closed the tab. Oh, chat, he's chilling. Chat, I'll never be this happy. Look how cute he is. We talked to him. Milo. Hi, buddy. You can sleep some more. Sorry, I woke you up. Chat, I'm an awful person. He just wants to nap in peace. Look at his little face. I might bring him up in a little bit. Chat, I could just go find him. He'll probably just fall asleep in my lap. He loves having a nap in my lap. It's very cute. That was rude, chat. I'm an awful person. I still want to be able to have custom goalie kits. That's all I want. See, stuff like that I don't even notice isn't a thing. That would be good. Am I going to an Oasis gig by any chance? I'm afraid not. I've got a puppy who's 11 weeks old, so I don't really get to leave the house at the moment. Chat, shall I go get the dog? Thing is, he might not be happy here. He looked quite happy. He's fallen back asleep. I just like cuddling him. I am like the over-clingy dog dad, chat. Having never had a dog before and wanting a dog for decades. When do you get the shots so you can take him on walks? He has had his second set of shots. He can go on walks at the end of this week. He's also got his first puppy classes this week as well, chat. It's very exciting times. He can already do sit. He can do paw. I can give him little handshakes. If you have a treat, you can get him to do, like, lay down. But if you don't have a treat, he ain't interested. He's very food motivated. Did my parents own a dog? No. That's offside. Not even going to celebrate it. Genuine question, Jack. Is German doner kebab worth the hype? It is quite good. I'd ask for extra meat with it, mate. Then it's good. Oh my word, how did that not go in? Right. We need a goal. Okay, thank you, Kieta. He heard me. He heard me. What breeds the dog? He's a mini schnauzer. Chat, shall I go get him? I could go get him. Although he's not been to the toilet, he needs to go to the loo. If I bring him up here and he pisses in the room, then I have to deal with it. I don't want to deal with that. He's doing quite well with his toilet training, though, chat. We've stopped having to get up in the night for him. The last 3 nights in a chat, that is the worst goal I've ever scored. Milo, chat, now doesn't wake up in the night to go to the toilet. He can last from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. He's only 11 weeks old. Like, he's big. He's a very big dog. He was the biggest dog in his litter. I don't know if that means that he already has a bigger bladder. Someone who's smart, let me know. That's a great finish. But he lasts the night. I thought the rule with puppies is it's like their age in months +1. But he lasts the whole night now. He's got iron. I was going to say iron kidneys, but it's not kidneys. What's the phrase for people who can hold their bladder well? Even watching YouTubers play FM is a different experience now because I see the tactics they use and I know it work well and they'll overperform. I don't know if you've watched my current YouTube video that went up today. I don't know if it's going to work or not. If you haven't seen it, it's fun. It's a fun video today on YouTube. I can't stress it enough. New club in the Journey Manager and quite an interesting challenge. Can you do a burrito? He can't wrap himself up like a burrito yet, Milo, but to be honest, when he lays down, he does just look like a burrito shape. He's very cylindrical. But yeah, Milo, he holds his bladder overnight, chat, and to be honest, he's very good at going outside now. I say that, he did poo this morning by the front door. We have like a back sliding door to let him out, but because we take him on walks where he's in a puppy harness, he knows that he can go out the front door to get outside. And so sometimes now, because we've taken on enough walks, when he needs the toilet, instead of going out the back where the door's open, he just stands by the front door and stares at me like I'm a moron. People say that tactics being OP, but I know if you look at this and wonder if they've ever played a game before, I'll be honest, Football Manager always has a meta. If you've not been... I missed a net free and flee there. If you've not stumbled across a Football Manager meta before, I envy you. Because the match engine always has like things that people figure out. Granted, the current match engine is like 20 months old. Duru wants to play more, mate. You don't want to play more. You don't want to play more. Just tell him that I'm going to sell him if he wants to leave, and then he cries. I mean, the entire meta of this Football Manager match engine, chat, I'm going to ruin the magic for you. The entire meta of this Football Manager match engine is getting a line of 6. It's basically about getting a front line of 6. So the way you do it with this system is the attacking midfielder will stand alongside the advanced forward, the inside forwards tuck in either side, and then the fullbacks on attack overlap. And you just try and get a line of 6 with 2 players deeper behind. That is literally the meta. Every single meta formation in this Football Manager basically revolves around the idea of getting 6 players forward and then trying to rely on low crosses. I'm not using low crosses because they are giga broken, but literally the meta is low crosses, get players to the byline, be that the inside forwards or the fullbacks on attack, which to be fair, I've got instructions to really help them get to the byline and do that. And in order to facilitate getting that front 6, you play with a really narrow shape, so there's lots of space for the fullbacks to create that overlap. That is literally the best way to play Football Manager at the moment. The roles are kind of inconsequential. Like, it's almost it's the same with this system to an extent. Obviously, it's a little bit different because it's more conservative. This is more about fluidity in the middle. But the fundamental principle is still just get 6 players forward. Who am I getting invited to play here? Malta! We can definitely find a better friendly than that, surely. Arrange a friendly. I don't want to play Malta then. Who can I pick? I want someone who's in the world rankings that I reckon I can beat and go ahead of. Like, I might be wrong. I think I can beat Guinea. Like, with every tactic I use, chat, I'm basically trying to have that kind of the overlap stuff happen. Like, I wish there was more to the game than that, but that is just kind of how the game is. I feel like the issue with this Football Manager is we just played it for too long. Do you know what I mean? People ruin games by having too much time to break down every element of the game. Like, normally we have at most maybe 6 months on the same engine, whereas it's got a bit silly with how long we've had. Like, it's the same here. I'm just trying to create the front 6. It's the same with if I load up the tactic I've been using in the league. It's literally the same principle. I want the fullbacks on attack being the 2 wider players, then I'm having 4 players in the middle. With this shape, I'd say the downside is you've only got 1 defensive mid to sweep up the mess. But the back 3 still do their work. Like, if you want to be successful in this year's Football Manager, literally create a formation with wing-backs or full-backs that will form attack in the attack, and then 4 players behind you are going to create a group of 4 between them. Do match engine mods have the same meta? I don't know. I didn't really test the match engine mods that much. I played them a little bit, but the player physics are all wrong. Like, the players ice skate everywhere. Their animations just don't really line up with like all the adjustments they've made to how the players move. Doesn't look so good. Why not play a Volante on attack instead of a centre mid on attack? Because I want the centre mid on attack to drift wide on occasion. Like, I could play a Segundo Volante on attack and it'd probably do the same thing, but for me here, I've got my wing back set to cut in and fill the space, whereas I've got the centre mid on attack set to move into channels and cross more often. He will drift into the wider areas a bit better. Plus, if you have a Segundo Volante on attack, it doesn't solve the fact that you'd still end up with the front 6 anyway, and Fitzgerald would still be on his own. Chat, there's a doggy! Milo! Hey! Hey! Oh my god, the dog appeared. Ah! Hello, buddy! Hello! How are you, mister? Let's go to the full cam so people can see. A dog appeared! Why are you biting my... Why... Don't bite my hand. Oh, here he is. Milo, say hello to chat. Can you see yourself? What are you doing? What are we looking at? Milo, look at the camera. Look, it's you. It's you. Hello, mister. Oh, you're so cute. His tail's wagging, chat. Look at his tail. I know. It's very exciting. He loves being on shoulders. Oh, that's a big yawn. Here you go, chat. Here's the dog. He's very chill, aren't you? I say that every stream. He just loves cuddles. You just love cuddles, don't you? Yeah. Just love cuddles, right. Oh, you smell nice. You got shampooed the other day. Right, Milo, I'm gonna let you go back out now. I think the boss is waiting. Bye, buddy. Can you fit through the gap? Oh. Bye, Milo. He nearly hung himself, chat. He nearly hung himself there. There's, he went to run through the door, and the cable of my fan was dragging like at height. Instead of jumping over, he just ran into the cable. Bless him. He's okay though. He'll be okay. Am I going to take him on Britain's Got Talent as the only FM playing dog? I mean, he's not learnt the game yet. We'll get there eventually, I'm sure. I've got a lot of injuries to the national team. Hopefully they're fit for the next set of games. Chat, I might be biased. I think he's quite a cute dog. I mean, everyone thinks their own dog's cute, though, don't they? And puppies are just cute. Marco, why is your playing time set to regular starter? Mate, that's an error. Let's lower it to impact sub. Never mind. I'll change it to squad player and he can cry. Oh, babe, just like babies. The thing is with babies are ugly. Like, with respect. I know you have to, whenever you get shown a picture of a baby, chat, you have to sit there and go, oh, they're so cute. Let's be honest, half the fucking babies on the planet are ugly motherfuckers. Like, half of us watching, we were not pretty babies. Like, I get it. It came out your tummy, so you think it's beautiful. It looks like the Michelin Man after a bad drug binge. Like, I'm not being funny. Babies inherently don't look cute. Also, Rose, I didn't show the game. I didn't show the game, did I? Sorry. Don't mind me, chat. I was just moaning about Marco. Babies just... Sorry, I'm just having a rant about babies aren't cute. Don't mind me. Like, I hate when you have to go, oh, they're gorgeous. No, they're not. No, they're not. Half the babies on the planet are ugly motherfuckers. Let's not pretend otherwise. I've got to fix this team. I wish... You know what my feature request for the next FM is, chat? Please fix the... Please fix the player, like, sorting when you change formations. Put the players in the right place. Babies look like new gens. True. True. 10 minutes until the MFL announcement. Oh, we'll have to check it out. We'll have to check it out. I can't get over, chat, how good a 4K screen looks. That might sound so stupid. Can everyone remember when they got their first HD TV and you thought, oh my gosh, my eyes, what was I looking at before? That's basically me moving to playing FM in 4K. Like, just looking at the game, it makes me happier. It just looks nicer. I'm actually going to rotate things a little bit here. Is FM26 confirmed? Sega have said in their earnings call to investors that there will be a Football Manager launching before Christmas. But they did say that last year and then it didn't happen. But certainly the intentions are for there to be a Football Manager this year. Is Wok here? I don't think so. She was working and looking after the dog. I know she's got a work call at 7, chat, so we have to finish the stream a little before then so I can be on dog duty. All right, Man 62. They were at one point our big rivals, but if we beat them again here, we're going to have played them twice already this year, kind of in quick succession. We'll build a nice healthy gap over them. Oh, Lambert. Oh, Leone. Leone. Oh, that's good. We sold Cliff. We loaned him out. I'm not I'm not a completely awful person, but we have loaned him out. Wasn't one of the declarations after the cancellation they were going to be better at communicating in the community? I think gaming companies say that all the time. I think you just take it with a pinch of salt. The thing is, when you've only got bad news to communicate, it's almost difficult to communicate. Because for a lot of gamers, what's perceived as good communication is just being told good news. So sometimes when you've not got good news or you've just not got news to share or the news you have is bad, it's better not to say anything. I feel like when they have stuff to share, they'll communicate it. I hope they do a better job of communicating. I was saying earlier, like the announce has to be so much better than what they normally do. I did see somewhere some people saying that FM have hired a PR firm to help with the launch of the game. I don't know if that's true. Someone can let me know. I can't remember where I read that or what the source is, so the source could just be the person I read it off made it up. But my understanding is that there is like a PR firm involved. So at least Football Manager realised they need to basically work on community sentiment. Hopefully they have a reasonable plan. Gaming companies say they'll communicate better in the same way Premier League football owners say they'll engage with fans. Kind of true, innit? If that had gone in, that's an unreal goal, but he has shot it wide. Chat, just a heads up, there will be streams tomorrow and on Wednesday, but there won't be streams at the end of the week. I might try and sneak in a cheeky weekend stream. But I've just got various bits and bobs going on, and on Friday, Milo is fully vaccinated, so we're going to go out and have some time with him. He gets to do his first proper walk. How exciting is that? I think we're going to need a bag full of treats. Take him to the pub. He loves cafes. We've taken him to cafes, but we can't put him on the floor. Like, we carry him around. But to be fair, Wok yesterday set up a table and chair outside our front door and sat with him and put like a mat down and was trying to train him to sit on the mat. So that when we're out and about, we can have a mat with us or just like train him to go on the floor and sit. And he seemed to pick it up fairly quickly. Like now with the mat is down in our kitchen, if you tell him mat, he goes and sits on the mat. It's actually scary how quickly he's picking up stuff like that. I feel like everyone wants their dog or their baby to like, be a genius or be beautiful or be great at football or whatever. I do actually think he's quite a smart dog. Obviously, I am going to be biased because it is, you know, when it's your own dog, obviously it's the smartest dog in the world. But he does seem to pick up stuff. Maybe a new FM World Cup with more content creators. I mean, I love the FM World Cup. If there was another one, I'd love to compete. But if I don't have that opportunity, because I appreciate, you know, Aaron did better as the other England team, I'd love to go in like a content creator capacity. Just to cover the event, just to be there. It was such a good vibe. It was such like a fun week. Just nerding out with FM people. In a weird way, I kind of enjoyed that I had a couple of days at the end when we knew we weren't going to be going through to the final day, just to be able to like hang out and soak in and just enjoy it more. Because I'll be completely honest, like it was one of the most intense weeks of my life, which might sound stupid if you weren't like watching the streams and aware of everything going on. But literally, we'd play Football Manager from 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. After 7 p.m., there would be like an actual set of media interviews where it's like a proper press conference setup. A bit like you get before boxing, but basically it was like Football Manager press conference questions relating to how you were doing in the save game that you were playing. And we were playing through a season of Football Manager every day, and it was fully streamed, and you had to get the season done in a day. Like, it was crazy intense. And you got to bear in mind, you were doing it with like lights and cameras everywhere. Like, I had to do different interviews with like different media groups, and then you'd get back to the hotel and then be trying to plan for the next season. Granted, we didn't have access to any of the saves or anything, so there's only so much you could do. It was intense. And stressful. I don't know if that was obvious. Like, I don't know how much that came across. I feel like if you watch some of the content around it, like FIFA E's content around it, I know Zealand did some stuff there. I think Clates did some bits and bobs. I don't know if it was kind of like how obvious it was if you were watching from home, how big the operation was, like the scale on production and stuff. Like, it was fucking wild. Where does meeting John Terry and having him do the draw IRL and in-game ranking your top life moments? I don't know about my top life moments, but in terms of Football Manager things, it's quite a cool thing to be able to say, isn't it? For people who like didn't know what happened, basically, you know how you have the draws in Football Manager? The way they're decided, and I only found this out afterwards, is it looks at all the teams remaining in the competition, then randomly picks like one of their legends or icons to do the draw. And it happened to be that Chelsea was still in like the Champions League, and John Terry had been randomly selected of all the teams still in it, like, you know, favoured personnel, as the person to do the draw, but he was also at the event. So we had John Terry come over to our FM save game and hit the start draw button. But he took it over the top seriously. He was there like, good luck to all the teams today, and then click start draw. It was funny. Jack, can you check how Greg Hilson is doing? Yeah, we can. Oh, chat, the MFL announcement is out. Oh, he's gone to PSG. On a free transfer. I mean, that's mental, isn't it? That is mental. Chat, I want to see what the MFL announcement is. Shall we have a look? Is there a link on Twitter? Does anyone have a link? MFL. Oh, they've got the new branding. They put out the blog. They said there was going to be a blog post. All the branding's gone out. Okay. It's on all their socials, but it doesn't look like the rest of it's updated. If I go to blog, is there a blog post? It's not out yet, chat. It's not out yet. Fake news. Right, hold the phone. We'll keep playing FM. I think we squeeze in the game against Lynx, and then I'm probably going to check out the MFL stuff and then go on dog duty. Isn't it interesting in speaking to Magpies? That's so annoyed. I mean, I'll accept the offer, but he's not going to go to them. Oh, shit, it's AFCON. It's on the MFL site, is it now? Is it not on their blog? Oh, chat, it's on the site. So for people who don't know, if I just lost the link, please tell me the link's chat. I've lost the link. I clicked it, it vanished. Oh, is the font changed on the site? Chat, how do I get the pop-up thing back? They've updated the website. Oh, I don't know if I like it. Chat, I lost the pop-up. There was literally a pop-up that had all the new stuff. If I refresh the game, will it pop up? Oh, it's gone. I don't like change. For people who don't know, this is MFL. It's like an online football management game. Like I said, all the players and clubs are worth money. Like you can buy and sell players with other people, but they've just updated the website. Chat, where's the chat? I lost the pop-up. They've not put out a new blog post yet. Oh, a link to the video. I've been given a link to the video. I'm in the vid. I better be in the vid.
It all started with a few lines of code.
Chat, it's me.
A wild dream.
I'm in. I know I'm in this video. I've
server,
seen this video.
a handful
Chat,
of
there's a
believers.
cringe moment.
Back in November 2021,
Chat, there's a cringe
MFL
moment.
was just an idea, and yet we believed, all of us. 3 years on, we've come a long way.
Chat, I'm cringing this
Together.
video. Can we
Clubs,
forget what?
matches,
Wait,
wins,
was that my
lost them.
teams?
Clubs, matches.
Chat,
clubs.
that's my. Who's? How many? Where's the? I want the clubs bit. Show me the clubs bit. I want to see my own teams. Chat, there's one of my teams. That's one of my teams. I designed that badge. My team appears twice. That's very kind of them, isn't it? So good. I made that badge. I made loads of these.
Matches, wins, losses, rivalries.
Just hearing Wok scream "ow"
record-breaking
downstairs.
sales. Thousands of decisions driven by a shared vision.
It's definitely the best football game that I've played.
There is so much.
Oh no, chat, there's a cringe moment
Trop
here.
bien. Il faut que les gens s'amusent dans le moment et que ce soit l'intérêt principal.
A global, passionate community. Creators telling our story.
I'm not there, chat.
Tools
This include me. I'm not pretty
for you.
enough. I mean, look at
Voices
Calvert, to be
echoing week
fair.
after
Dans la
week.
surface, le poteau rentrant de Gilles Lecomte.
Splash of the week.
Chat is about to get cringe. Don't cringe.
This is
He's
the
18.
world of
He was
football
18 and he's now
you built.
74 rated. I'm allowed to say,
750,000
wow!
matches played, 2 million goals scored, $5 million traded, and we're only getting started. Now
Wow!
a new chapter begins. This is our new identity.
So this is the new logo, chat. Obviously, it's MFL. This is meant to be an M. I can't see the M. That just looks like an 11 in a weird shape to me. But I can see the 11 in the M of MFL on the left there.
Bolder, sharper, more
Can you see an M in that? I still struggle with it. I think I still just see an 11. Maybe I'm out of touch.
ambitious. Football in motion. A game evolving.
Custom kits, chat. Chat, custom kits. They're adding a kit creator to the
A
game.
game evolving with you. New
Oh, the new players. The new players. So the current players, chat, are like this. And they're swapping them all out for photorealistic players. Which I know is going to be controversial. Also, I've just lost the video link. There we go. Oh,
It all
it's
starts-
back. It's back.
players.
I think they look quite good. I think they look better than the cartoons. I know some people love their JPEGs. I think having photorealistic players is just better.
New visuals.
So they're updating the visuals of the game as well. Can we enhance? Can we enhance? There's like a transfer window bit. There's like play. Did you see? Oh. I mean, new player profile. Go back a frame. Can we see? There's like a player here and it has their stats. That looks quite good.
Whole new level of...
I love a polygon. This looks way better. I don't think this is coming today, but this new UI looks more... It looks more like Football Manager, which I think is a good thing.
This is MFL reimagined. Welcome to a new era.
The new font on the website's throwing me off. I'm curious, chat. Yay or nay on the photorealistic players? This is going to be the most polarizing discussion by people online. So all the players are getting updated. I think over the course of this week, Minty's very nay. Very nay. I kind of like the JPEGs, but I think for a game where there's a bit of money involved with it, almost looks a bit childish. They've changed the font, chat. I don't know how I feel about the new font. This game looks like it has Ultimate Team levels and microtransactions. So everything that you buy and sell is with other players besides packs, which you can buy with rewards. The game is fundamentally based on finances. It's unlike Ultimate Team. You can sell your players on and cash out at any time. So the players have a value. So, for example, I like the new colours up here. But, for example, I have this guy here who I picked up for $85. I could sell this guy now for about $180 if I wanted to. Which I'm not going to because I think he could still improve. But it's basically Football Manager meets Ultimate Team. But because all the players and clubs are on blockchain, you can like sell and buy them at any times. The players are NFTs, Matthias. The technology it uses is NFT technology, but they actually are just used in gameplay mechanics. In the same way that if you were on Steam, right, and you buy Counter-Strike skins, they're on Steam's servers and you can buy and sell them, but you can never cash them out. Basically, the way this works is you can buy and sell them. It's actually NFTs with a function, which is a rarity in the NFT kind of, I was going to say workplace, but it's not a workplace universe. Do I have any new packs to open? Not today. I think tomorrow, chat, at 1 o'clock, the store pack opens for reward packs. Yeah, 18 hours. I've got all my MFL I earned here. So I've got 101,000 MFL, which was just earned through league performances, not kind of actual money. So we are going to buy a load of reward packs and probably rip them on stream tomorrow. Dev Center shows on a player activity feed. Does it actually? That's kind of mad. I haven't come and played for the last 2 seasons. I feel like the card design changes, but I like the current player art style. It makes it feel like more of a game and fun for me. I think that's kind of fair enough, Bent. I think it's going to take a while for everyone to kind of get to grips with it. Chat, was very sad. I lost in the playoff final on Sunday. I scored as well. First minute from kickoff, I scored a goal. I was sad. Oh, the 4K full screen thing doesn't look good. Peter scored for me. I mean, I can zoom in like this, can't I? Peter scored for me in the first minute. I'm 1-0 up in the playoffs. I lost. Spoilers. I lost 4-1. It wasn't even close. Finished third in the league, ran the gauntlet, and then fell at the final hurdle. Also, all this new identity stuff looks quite cool at the top. It reminds me of the Premier League, actually. I feel like the new UI I actually think I like the new font and stuff. Did any of my teams get promoted? Yes. In fact, they've been promoted now. So Beijing, Chiba, and Orchid all promoted to Stone. My Iron team and my Bronze team both lost in the playoffs. These two teams won in the won their leagues in Spark. So I had 5 out of 7 teams get promoted. Then I've added 2 new feeder teams, both based in Hong Kong for just youth development. Chris, how are we doing? Thank you for the 15. Dude, I appreciate it. First year in a while. Hope all is well, mate. It's doing very, very good. Wolf had a little appearance earlier. He's chilling. He's growing quick, though. I think I'm done with Football Manager for the day, chat, I'm afraid to say. Where did we get to? Let me just check. Yeah, I think we'll leave it there because I've got to go look after Milo. Has there been a blog post or anything gone out for MFL yet? I got told there was going to be a blog post. which I kind of want to look through. Yeah, I probably have too many teams in MFL. I'll be honest. I just like having teams. No! Chat, he's retiring! He's retiring! No! Wait, did anyone else start dying? No! My first ever retirement. Pain. So the average retirement age on players with an ID below 77,000 is 37. I bought this guy for cheap, chat, because he was old. I got him for $39 like 2 seasons ago. He was always going to be the short-term like option. So he will retire in 3 years. Pain. Is this game free to play? It's not. And that's kind of by design. The game, like, everything you play is for stakes. All the players have real-world money. Like, the way you can play the game, though, is you can just buy a club for the lowest price, is like $60, and then just loan in players. I think the transfer window's closed at the moment. But essentially, even if you just own a club and not players, you can go into the scouting screen here. The transfer window's closed. It's not going to show anyone. If I put it on all, will it still show players? But yeah, so basically the way the game works is it's a simulated game world. So here's all the different players. And you can loan players basically to improve your team without having to buy them yourself. And in return, like, you basically give a share of your in-game earnings. In-game, you earn what is called MFL, which is like the in-game currency you see here. This can't be bought with real money. It's basically your prize money at the end of the year. So you could just buy club, loan in players, and then as part of it, say, hey, if my team... Well, you can see it. Basically, I loaned this guy last year, and 4% of whatever the team he got loaned to kind of earned in MFL, the in-game currency, I got as a kickback. And then you spend your MFL on packs. So the packs in the game, they do drops twice a season, once at the start and once in the like mid-season transfer window. These are the only packs that can be bought with money, and there's a very finite version of them. And there's only one version of every player in the game. And this is quite heavily regulated in terms of the packs available, so as not to influence the market too much. But then these reward packs, so these packs get released in limited quantities at a set time, and that happens once at the start of the year and once mid-season. We're right at the end of the current season, so now's a really good time to like hop in. And then reward packs, these are the ones you buy with your in-game currency. So I've got 101,000. So I think I'm probably going to get a rare player pack and then 5 uncommon packs. But you could just buy a load of these packs and sell them. What a lot of people do is they'll buy all of these packs for 600 MFL and sell them for like $2.50 each. Obviously, what is, chat? What is 101,000 divided by 600? I'm not sure. But basically, I could just buy a load of these packs and sell them on for like $2.50 each if I wanted to convert my in-game earnings into actual money. I really enjoy the game, so I'm not looking to cash out. Rather than buy packs for money, I'd rather just kind of, what do you call it? Just add players to my agency. Around 168. So for my end of season stuff, I could probably make over $400 and just sell that all out if I wanted to. So players do age in this game, and when they retire, you're told 3 seasons ahead of time they're going to retire. When a player retires, they have absolutely no functional purpose right now. Longer term, they might. So players will naturally like lose value as they get older. Oh, I'm so sad. I mean, I bought this guy, chat, for $39 knowing he'd retire soon. I bought him back. Did I buy him in April? Was it that long ago? Have I been playing the game that long? I guess I have been. So for $39, I'm probably not going to sell him on. I'll get 3 more seasons out of him as a backup goalie. He's served his purpose. But you can buy players for real money. You can sell players for real money that you get in your packs as well. There is a proper marketplace here. Like the highest players are sell for a load. Like you're never going to compete at this level, and that's kind of fine. Like for me, my teams are at the 4th and 5th tier, like my top 2 teams, and I'm kind of quite happy playing there. But it's a fun game. Nice, it gives you a free season notice instead of surprising you. Yeah, I think that's like a really, really good thing. Also, there's a blog post. Thank you for the blog link. Why is that opening it a new thing? It doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't really matter. Chat, blog post. Is this the video we watched? Yeah, it is. Today is the day. After 3 years of building MFL with your feedback, passions and emotions, shared victories, we open the doors to our most ambitious chapter yet. We've already watched the video. So they're rebranding the game. Can I zoom in on this? That's better, isn't it? I'm not seeing a goal in that. Chat, when you see that, do you see a goal? Do you see a goal in that gap? Yeah, this is why I was in France, chat, so they showed this all early. I paid for all my travel. They very kindly offered to pay for an Airbnb, which we did some filming of content, both me and other content creators. Some stuff for the content creators channel, some for the MFL channels. I'm not seeing the goal. That's a stretch. I actually quite like the new logo. It's not that different, really. From cartoon avatars to living legends. So these are the new players, chat. So the players are now going to be photorealistic, which I actually think is good. Obviously, I use the new GAN face pack in Football Manager, so I'm kind of used to AI faces in my game. I'm looking forward to seeing the updated cards. You'll be able to design your own kits, and then you'll see them worn. Oh, that's sick. Wait, so the players will wear the kits? So you'll be able to design a team kit, and then all the players will wear the kits. That's very cool if that works. They've got like different manufacturers on the left. I wonder if we'll be able to have like your own club badge. That's quite cool. Imagine that in Football Manager if like new gens could have like a bit of a shirt detail that changes colour. Players could age, evolve, and even speak. Oh, I don't. You know what? I don't know if I want AI talking players. I don't need that. New players and new cards. I like the new card designs. They feel a bit, maybe a bit too Ultimate Team. Hi, Jack. Do you know when the next league stream will be? It's next week, Pioneer, but I'm not sure when next week. Zealand is away this week. So it's not this week. I think I like the new card designs. I need to see them in game. Wednesday, the first ever photorealistic players will be available in packs. Oh, so with this week's drop, the photorealistic players will be there. That's cool. Some identities will change, including traits and like ethnicity. Ah, if you have green hair mohawk players. There's one team who built their team on man buns. If they've gone, that's sad. We've been working behind the scenes to reimagine the experience. Today's just the first step. Oh, okay, so there's going to be more UI changes coming. We've already built the mock-ups and mapped up the flow for a fully overhauled interface. Good, redesign the UI. Happen gradually in the next weeks and months. Big. Big. I mean, the new UI looks... Chat, am I mad? That looks good to me. I mean, we only see it. I wish I could pause the GIF on that frame there. It feels quite Football Manager-y, which I think is a good thing. I like the new card art. I kind of want to see it in game, but I thought I was going to hate it. Assuming we can have the kits here, because the kits were shown in the video, right? If we can have our own kits on the players, that's going to be sick. Have they trained their own image gen? They will have done, Macrillo. This game has made a lot of money, chat, for the guys developing it. Like, people really, really... I mean, heck, I really, really enjoy it. Like, the volume being traded on this game is millions of pounds of players. Obviously, that's not... The game developers don't get a direct cut of that because that's all player-to-player transactions. But with stuff like that, they're pretty savvy. Oh, the new season tick over Addons. When is the transfer window open, game? Is it tomorrow? Oh, it's tomorrow, chat. Tomorrow at 11 AM, I can start planning all my teams for the new year. That's going to be fun. Also, chat, I redesigned my Tide Kings badge. Thoughts on the otter? I don't know if I have the old badge anywhere to show you, but I updated it. It was upsetting me. I like the new font. I think the UI looks quite clean in the bits where the new font is. I think I'm a fan. I like this. It does feel quite Premier League-y. They've not updated the player profile screens now. Okay, no. But they are going to be updated. So this is the current screen. Oh, Florian's feeling the effects of age. Pain. Chat, he's aging. I'm so sad. My boy, my first player that's going to retire in 3 seasons, which is actually 18 weeks away. How long is 18 weeks, chat? That's like 5 months away. 4.5 months away. I got 4.5 months to say goodbye. MFL transfer special stream. To be fair, I might sort out my teams on stream tomorrow. That could be quite fun. I already did all the pre-transfers for Tokyo, so Tokyo's team is already set up. But I've got a lot of sorting out to do because I'm going to have a lot of teams competing this year. 16th of November is 18 weeks from today. So what you're telling me is he'll retire right as the new Football Manager's coming out. Perfect. He's planned it well. Maybe he's retiring to go play Football Manager. Tell you what, it's going to be weird seeing these players with real faces, isn't it? Funnily enough, I don't know if Dennis Raouf is going to stay as a black bloke with the most blonde hair ever and a blonde tash. If they keep him looking just like this, I'll be so happy. That would just make me happy. Oh, I'm so sad about my retirement, boys. I actually bought a player chat today for $150. This guy, Pakali. I've had him on loan the last 2 years, and Palmer was like, I'll sell you him for a good price if he doesn't retire. And he's got at least 4 more seasons in him because he didn't announce his retirement. But this guy, like, he's played for me the last 2 years. I've bonded with this man now. I've got him until at least the end of the year. And he is the best centre-back in my agency. He's a 85 rated centre-back, 84 rated right-back. Which is a very good price. Did I owe Palmer money or something? Nah, the right-backs is good value. If we look at centre-backs that are a minimum 85 rated... Like, what is the cheapest one? 149. And he has 44 pace. Whereas the guy I picked up has 7. I say I picked up. I've literally been using him for 2 years, so I know how he fits into my team. He's got 77 pace. Really good defense and physical. The prices get very high very quickly, like, as soon as you go from the blue rarity, which is rare, to the... is it ultimate or legendary? Legendary tier, which is the purple ones. I've got a load of players on the threshold jail. Hoping that some of these go up to 85s this coming year, or I will be sad. Right, chat. I think we'll leave the stream there for today. Today's been a fun one. Obviously, I had to address the league drama to start the stream. Felt kind of necessary with all the discussions going on around it. And nice to play some Football Manager. Apologies that we deviated into a bit of MFL for the last 20 or so minutes, but kind of wanted to check out the new announcement. I'm looking forward to seeing all the reaction to it on Discord. I'm sure it's completely level-headed and people aren't completely losing their minds. Anyway, like I said, there's no streams on Thursday and Friday this week. Milo's fully vaccinated at the end of the week, so we want to spend some time out and about with him in the intermission. Obviously, stream tomorrow, stream the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow, I am hoping to stream a little bit earlier as well, so keep your eyes tuned for that. I'm going to go tire out the doggo. I'll see you guys next time. I love you all. Take care. I'll see you on the other side.